I Can't English Today stickers, as well as other merch on Geek Talk with Tyler's website. Link in the description below. Welcome, everybody, to the Slab Lounge, hosted by the four giants, Doug Medhead and Kevin Bradley, Robert Haywood, and of course, Tyler Brook. The Slab Lounge today is sponsored by Fallout, because God knows I miss a good Fallout game, and by Tate's Tasty Taint Wipes. Make your taint smell like grapes. Today, now, none of the other three giants didn't know what to expect today, because I wanted to surprise them. You see, Tyler, when me, Captain K, and Tyler, we were doing an episode of Hotel Dusk, Room 215, I offhandedly mentioned Berserk 2016, the CG anime that looks terrible. And then Tyler said, I don't watch any of that. Well, I know I might be mincing it, but he basically said, I like the classics. And that got me thinking, and I was just all like, let me watch some old TV shows. They're not necessarily classics, but they're old enough that a lot of people don't know about. So the first thing I started watching, and don't even ask me why, I do not know why I started watching this show. I started watching Cleopatra 2525.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
For those who don't know, let me tell you about Cleopatra 2525, because this is actually... Professional writers thought of this, and this is an actual show that lasted 2 seasons. So, the main character, I believe she's played... Well, one of the main characters, because Gina Torres is the star of the show, and a little on her later. But, like, she's played by Gina Sky, and she goes by her stage name, which is Cleopatra. She was an exotic dancer that goes for an breast augment surgery. It goes, for lack of a better term, tits up, and so she gets cryogenically frozen. 500 years into the future passes, Gina Torres awakens Cleopatra and informs her that not only have robots taken over the planet, but that they live underground. Yes, they ripped off the Matrix, sort of. But instead of actually jacking into the Matrix like you'd think, actually no. They are aided by a robot that's sympathetic to humanity's cause, and they're given assignments via another woman who is on an intercom. So it's kind of like the future Matrix meets of Charlie's Angels, but you have to replace Charlie with a woman. So I'm watching the first 2 episodes of this show, and I'm like, what in God's... Why? It's so camp.
Yeah. It was back then when you literally could throw money and be like, I have this idea, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, to be fair, I found out when I was looking up some more details about the show, I'm like, how the fuck did this show get greenlit? There had to be something... Mystical forces had to be behind this. And it actually was. It was behind the same team that did Hercules and Xenaa. So...
well then, yeah.
Oh, so Kevin Sorbo backed this?
Well, not Kevin Sorbo himself. It was the team that actually did,
It kind of seems like the bad writing I did seems like it's from the mind of Kevin Sorbo. Like, everyone feels comfortable with writing that on there.
Well,
I mean, that's valid, but I severely doubt he would have made all that with his current conservative status, which probably would have been before.
Oh yeah, what's the best thing Kevin Sorbo had done after Hercules? Andromeda? That god-awful fucking thing.
Oh yeah, he was in that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. No. He was. He played in the OC.
He was in the
He was in the OC.
He was Ryan's deadbeat father who ended up knocking up Julie.
Oh goddamn! Of course, he played a role that requires knocking up a chick.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to be that shitty professor.
I mean, was Hercules that bad? I mean, it was campy as fuck, and yeah, he almost died a lot, but
in terms of viewing, it is campy and it's more enjoyable. And then Xenaa, they kind of went, let's put a little more action.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Xenaa was a more complicated character. She wasn't exactly goody-goody. I mean, when you first see her, she's a total bitch. And then,
well, I mean, that's most of Xenaa's characters. I mean, Callisto. How many times do you see Callisto before it's like, oh, I'm going to help you for a second? Why? Why? You've been trying to kill me for 8 seasons. It's like, because I gotta.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, Xena had the whole Ares thing, and it had the whole, is he going to sleep with his woman partner?
Bobby,
Like, that's what we're
I
waiting
love
for.
you so much right now. Can we talk about Ares for a second? Just a sec. What in for those who don't know, number one, I heavily suggest you watch Xena because it still holds up because I did watch that again.
Oh yeah, it does.
Two, Ares. Let's talk about Ares for a second. The guy who plays Ares, for some unknowable reason, pretends he's a hard gangsta type person that's a pretty boy. His vest exposes the top part of his chest all the fucking time, and I'm just all like, why? What?
Because you're Ares. Who the fuck's gonna tell you no?
I will. I mean, you're the god of fucking war. You're not supposed to be the god of fucking war / cute. You're no hunk.
Hey, how many times in all of mythology of different types has the quote-unquote hero / god been like, oh, my shirt suddenly is gone and my pecs are revealed? I didn't know I had pecs till now.
Well, there was the time
make...
Justice League Unlimited, like you actually saw Ares, and he was either in armor or in a business suit.
But that's different because that was shitty Ares.
What's the difference?
Ares got
Ares
things done, but
been
physically, Ares wasn't doing shit. He was getting plans and stuff done. But the moment he shows up on screen, someone completely randoms could sometimes show up and punch him, and he would still be like, "Oh, it hurt." The fuck?
Yeah. Here's the thing. They made Ares like a cross between a more jacked up David Blaine and Chris Angel. And he's just on here trying to do street magic.
Shows up, let me show you what I can do today. Okay, bye.
Yeah, and you see it, 'cause he sometimes had those power tricks which never really helped out Xena, because Xena and them had to do everything by themselves. He honestly got in the way most of the time.
Yeah, and he always talked like this. You know what I'm talking about? And he had this goatee, and his hair looked.
To be fair, there was a history of fucking Xena, so he's probably thinking that works.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, if you had Xena and you were like this, and you show back up, why would you change? Why?
Well, to be fair, they're being great to the Greek gods, because those Greek gods were all rapey. Like Zeus out there raping geese and bulls, being bulls and geese and raping women. I mean.
Technically, I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying I feel like the bigger issue was fucking Aphrodite.
Yeah,
Aphrodite did whatever the fuck she felt like at any given time, regardless of what the gods said. She'd just be like, you two are in love. Yeah, I don't care if the other gods set you up for something else. You're in love.
No, she was batshit crazy.
On that note, while I was binge watching though, so yes, I am a Gene Roddenberry. Well, I'm still. I'm a Star Trek fan again, thanks to Lower Decks. J.J. Abrams nearly
drunk you
killed me.
back.
But I remembered one of the things Gene Roddenberry had done that wasn't Andromeda. One of the things that still holds up is called Earth Final Conflict. That show's still fucking amazing.
I don't think I ever watched it, but I think I remember.
Oh
hearing.
My
God.
Wait,
is that the one with 100 people that got sent down to Earth?
Oh, no, okay, so the premise...
I think that's the, what was
CW.
it, 400 or something?
Yeah, it was like on a CW or some shit.
No, this was pre-CW. In fact, the entire series is on YouTube.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, on UPN.
No.
Like, I guess they have black characters.
So, here's the premise. It's actually, it starts off really stupid. Aliens have landed on Earth, and they were there for about 3 years. They stopped all world hunger, and they cured most diseases. But, and this is a big but, there are still like groups of people that are very skeptical on what the aliens are trying to do. Later on, however, it's revealed that their intent isn't as pure. In fact, it's this huge, like. The series itself is modeled as this huge cat and mouse spy thriller type deal, and it's really fucking it's really compelling if you can get past some of the.
They stole the plot from the Twilight Zone to serve man when those humans came and did all that.
No. It's something else. It's something else, and like the aliens' true motive is still like really weird. It only had 5 seasons, and I didn't watch all 5 seasons in all honesty. Because I'm not about to binge watch. Besides, I have a life. I think.
I can't argue on that fact just because my life last night was hanging with a friend and chilling and watching like the whole first season of Konosuba.
Oh, okay.
Because none of us took time to act like we knew of the show. We just never actually sat down and watched like the episodes. We've just seen clips.
I heavily suggest you give Earth Final Conflict a watch. It was one of the better things Roddenberry had done. It's not as good as, say, Star Trek DS9, but then again, very few things are. But it's up there. It's like it's like DS9, Earth Final Conflict, the Next Generation, and so on.
Okay.
You really think DS9 was the best one out there? I mean, I like DS9, but
Everybody thinks DS9. A lot of Star Trek fans think DS9's the best Star Trek in the bunch. Like, seriously, from the Cardassian War to the inner politics of the Federation and shit. Yeah, I'm not the only one that
Why?
thinks. Huh?
Why though?
Well, I just said from the Cardassian War to the inner politics, to how they delve into the politics as a whole with the Federation. They actually deal with that shit.
No,
So-
you
so
do.
you-
If you're gonna say best Star Trek, you're gonna say either Next Gen or the original series.
Nah, I'm not an original series fan. I mean, Wrath of Khan was probably the best thing, but like, no. And TNG, yeah, like you had a lot of good content out there, especially how they introduced the Borg. Thank God, because the Borg are fucking awesome. I still think they're underrated. If no matter who you ask, like there are still a ton of people who believe DS9's the best one.
Dude,
But
more
did you
people
like-
are putting the original series than DS9. Can you name me at least one DS9 quote that still holds water?
Well, there was when Worf's wife died, and he was just all like Lech Tachrono.
Was that even a quote? Sounds like gibberish.
He was
It was
speaking,
like
he was speaking in
language.
Klingon. What the fuck?
well, see, I feel like you like DS9 more because it was like a lot more interpersonal stories. So, do you like Star Wars Episode 1?
No.
Star Wars episode Bobbert Corner.
Well, to be fair, there are people that still argue Episode 1 was good because Jar Jar Binks is still that
I'm not
memorable.
arguing
I think it's
Episode 1
horrible,
is good.
but there are people
I'm
that still
arguing that you-
would argue against saying it. I mean, like, I don't think it's good, but you gotta
No,
admit,
I don't think it's good.
One thing
but
that
you
you
were saying
one thing that you
DS9 was
remember
great
from
because you
that
saw.
was two things that you remember from that. Three. Jar Jar Binks, the pod race scene, and Darth Maul.
Yeah, but I was
just because
saying.
the special effects are good doesn't make the movie itself good.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I was arguing because you're saying DS9 is great because you get to see how they deal with the Federation, all that shit. Well, that's the same shit behind the scenes. That's the same shit with Star Wars 1. That's why I'm asking you because you like Star Wars 1.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, if Episode 1 was executed better, then yeah. But like, as it stands, Episode 1 is Episode fucking 1. They didn't execute it properly at all. Like,
They didn't. That's why I'm asking you to have
the
a
Dune
straight reference and all
2021
that
movie
shit.
dealt with its own politics and its inner. It does such a good job with world building, and like, I don't think a single minute of Dune 2021 was wasted. Like, I loved how they did the world building. I loved the politics that that all sides play, and that's something I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was executed properly. The same cannot be said for Episode 1.
Okay, so do you like these Lord of the Rings of Power then that they're trying to do this world building shit?
Well, that's
I've
an
seen
uphill
some
battle
clips of it,
because
it's
you already.
not great.
What? Go ahead.
I mean, it really doesn't follow the book canonically speaking. It's basically filler, like
Yeah.
the stupid Velma series that's happening now.
Yeah, because they didn't get the rights to the other books that have the actual rich origin stories, right? They're just kind of money grabbing.
I mean, for my purposes, the main reason I went into it is because it's Galandria. Like, that was my thing.
For
Yeah,
me,
that's
That's
an
really
uphill-
the whole reason I went in. I was like, oh, it's her story? Okay, I've been fucking waiting for that for forever. So,
Right.
Oh, you're willing to put bad plot aside for elf boners?
Yeah.
well, I didn't say I put bad plot aside. I haven't fully watched it yet. So I don't know how terrible that plot is. That's just what got me signed in.
For the record,
Okay,
like,
so we'll put you in with an elf boner.
what?
Well, I mean, I usually go in more for, cat girl boner, but, elves occasionally.
Some Eartha Kitt.
Christ, man.
Well,
I never thought I'd say this, but Captain Corner.
whatever, man. for the record, on my end, like, you know my feelings towards fantasy, so that's an uphill battle right there. I watched Lord of the Rings because it was legally required, but that's about it. I didn't even watch The Hobbit, dude.
You're like,
Which Hobbit? The reboot or the older one?
Both. I didn't watch either, man. I did not. It's fantasy. You know my feelings on You know, it took me 3 tries to get into Game of Thrones. 3 fucking tries.
Here's what you need to know about Game of Thrones. It's basically the love child of Lord of the Rings and Shakespeare, and it was raised by HBO Max.
Well,
Boom,
yeah, I know. I watched it. I watched. It took me a while, but I got into it. Like, it took a long while, but I got into it. Well, yeah. Here's how I got into it. I was rendering something in 3D. I forgot what I was rendering. And I'm looking at I'm like, okay. I caught up on all my TV shows, and I'm done with like all my master's degree homework. So I guess I'll just force myself to watch all these episodes of Game of Thrones. And I watched all of season 1 and all of season 2, and it was that was a slog and a half. Waiting for something to happen. In fact, when I was talking about this to Captain before Tyler and Robert came along, he was telling me about the book, like the Game of Thrones as it stood before season 4 was the abridged version. The books much longer and much more boring.
Yes. It goes through every bit of battle strategy that they talk about at the table in detail. 2 degrees. Like, it's not, if you're a strategic war reading type person, those spots are great. But if you're like, I'm waiting for the characters to go do stuff, oh no. There's going to be chapters of people just talking about the fact that they're standing in the room and what they see and what other people's interactions are. But not much may happen in that chapter. It's just your thoughts.
Oh, wait, I want to rewind back on something Doug said. So you're just completely, for the most part, anti-fantasy.
There are 2 main exceptions to that. One, both ironically being owned by Nintendo. Zelda and Fire Emblem. Zelda because I can't help my own bias. I grew up with Legend of Zelda, so it has to occupy that special place in my heart. And Fire Emblem mainly because Fire Emblem has a really addictive combat system. And if you've ever played 3 Houses, I fell in love.
3 Houses was a bomb.
I fell in love with being a teacher in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Here I am, like, organizing, like, plays and dances and talking to my students, guiding them on where to go, and it's scratching that one teacher boner I've got because I am a teacher. So I'm just all like, I'm in heaven. And then it's all like, hey, it's time for Fire Emblem combat. I'm like, fuck you. I'll do it. But I'm not gonna...
A couple things I want to address. First off, teacher boner. Are you saying you're a teacher with a boner? Or are you saying you have a boner for teachers?
He can't be a teacher with a boner. He's going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to...
Okay, so there's that. Second question, following up. So does this mean you're anti-D&D and anti-Magic the Gathering?
I tried D&D. I'm better off with Shadowrun. D&D...
What about Warhammer?
Well, I mean, like, I played some... of 40. I'm for 40K rather than fantasy.
Yeah, 40K Warhammer. Yeah.
I love 40K, but like I'm not about to tabletop my way for hours on end on a game. I love the lore. I collect the codices. But like it's just me and I don't have that kind of patience for tabletop, in all honesty. And then you have to sit and paint first you got to paint your army. And then you gotta do all this and then. No, I do not have that kind of time. It's funny we should bring up Warhammer, because I did take a stab at the Warhammer Plus TV shows.
Anime.
Huh?
So what about all the fantasy-based anime? Konosuba, Monster Mamusu. You guys want to help me out here? I'm trying to think on the top of my head.
I know this is reaching, but technically Naruto's
Log
fantasy.
Horizons fantasy. If you ever watched that.
Technically speaking, Naruto's fantasy. I know I'm reaching, but it's still kind of fantasy.
This is more shonen, but not really gonna go down shonen.
Japanese fantasy than it is Western fantasy. But fantasy by other name is still a fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, essentially the big ones coming into fruition now being like Rise of the Shield Hero and stuff like that are still
I
in
still
there.
haven't watched that. I really gotta fix that. I
You
have
didn't
to
watch
try it
the
at least
second
once.
season? they shortened that.
Well, I mean, considering that the English voice actor died, they might as well have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's. Wait, who was the English voice actor again?
There's an English voice actor. I'm even watching the Japanese. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's my thing. I usually watch the Japanese dubbing over English. The only exception is Dragon Ball Z, but that's mainly because when I was growing up, I mean, it's just... well, for the record, when I was growing up, I didn't have access to stuff like Crunchyroll and stuff like that, so, like...
no one did. Crunchyroll is a more 21st century invention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Either way, I didn't have access to, like, the internet. So, I mean, like, there wasn't like shit you could see online via the dubbing or whatever. And I didn't have access to torrent at the time neither. So I mean, like, I'll put up with Dragon Ball voice acting. I know Captain prefers that over the dub because of the screaming. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, screaming, and
the other way.
Sounds like a woman.
It's the other way. I can deal with English Goku.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I can't deal with Japanese Goku. I love the actress, but Goku should not still sound like he's 7.
Yeah.
Screaming at me when we are that far in the fall. I'm gonna need puberty to kick in with those Super Saiyan powers.
So I guess you'd like to withdraw that comment about fantasy then, huh?
Wait, what? Wait, say again? Blah? What the hell?
I think he might just have a connection moment.
Yeah.
There was something about fantasy. I think he was saying, so you don't have a real problem with fantasy.
Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, like...
I think you only have a problem with certain type of fantasy, like the more of the Western, medieval type fantasy and tabletop.
It technically comes off more that you have issues with the world building of certain fantasy things.
Yeah. So you're basically off the get-go, like, if you don't do this right, I'm off of you. Fuck all y'all. I don't care.
You know what? I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I will accept that. But Jesus Christ. But like, I did take a stab at the Warhammer Plus animations. I recently, like, while I was getting more work done in the background, I was watching like that Blood Angels series that it's like 10 episodes long.
Wait, is that the one with the Space Marines?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
nice. Like, in all honesty, well, I mean, like, a lot of the stuff they have to offer isn't necessarily good. I mean, Exodite was okay.
See, I was a Necrons guy. That's what I played with. That's why I fucked with.
I like, okay, for the record, I'm okay with the Necrons actually being able to talk. I'm okay with them rebelling against the Catan gods and trapping them. I'm not okay with the fact that they stopped their galactic genocide. To me, that was their entire identity.
No, that was our shit. I thought we were undead vampires coming to life out here to killing everyone.
Yeah,
like that was our stick.
Yeah, but like to go. I mean, like, no. To be fair, they did squeeze some mileage. If you watched, like, I watched Hammer and Bolter, the last episode of that, which actually involved the Chaos Space Marines and the Necrons, two armies I'm not a big fan of. Like, the way it was, there was a plot twist that's in there that really got me going. I was like, okay, I will give that to you, Games Workshop. You guys, like, I will give that to you. That's, like, one of the very few, like, good episodes. And they're only, like, 10, so that's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, if it's only 10, that's 1 out of 10, you know, like, it's pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
That's top 10%. That's top 10%, baby.
Top 10%, okay. Though, like I said, Blood Angels is actually, well, Blood Angels, I'm glad they don't use, like when I first saw, like, when I first started watching Blood Angels, I'm like, okay, there better not be Chaos Space. I'm sick of seeing Space Marines fight CSMs. Thank God it wasn't. It was, like, Tyranids, and I'm like, okay, thank you, I'm good for that. I hate the Tyranids, but, like, I'd like to see where this dynamic goes. And actually... Huh?
Blood Angels is like, you know, they should have had like more Gundams. I guess I'm just thinking of Blood Orphans.
Well, oh yeah, I still need to finish that.
That was a bad one. I did not like that one. Like,
it's a different take. Like I could like its way of going about it for a Gundam story is completely different, but it's kind of it's a little
weird.
Refreshing.
Well, it's refreshing. But it's weird if you watched it shortly after you watched Tengen Turin. It's almost like the exact same shit. it's almost the exact same kind of thing, except the lead guy didn't die at first, and it was just all there until he got corrupted. Like, it almost seems like they bit it off of each other, like, kind of.
Well, but anime-wise, that's bound to happen. I mean, look at fucking Darling in the Franxx.
Darling in the
How many
Franxx.
things does Darling in the Franxx, just looking at it,
Dude,
pretty
it was
much steal from?
It jacked so many other stories. But honestly, I kind of liked the ending where it was just like, yep, basically
It's one of those. It's one of those few that's like Evangelion, where it's like, yeah, everybody doesn't have to survive. Fuck that.
right? Like the end was like, okay, this shit was fucked up. These people are not coming back. Okay.
I do enjoy when animes do that story when it's not immediately just happy ending. It doesn't have to be like the most traumatic thing, but have some realism. 2 or 3 people needed to die.
Yeah, no,
you
it's
did not get
realistic.
through the whole story and no one died unless you're all immortal. And then even then, one of you should get sealed.
Well, it's kind of like the Promised Neverland, minus the second one. But the first one,
Yeah, I was gonna say second
you
season.
realize all this shit, and then one guy had to get sacrificed. Like, yeah, someone has to die.
Yeah, you couldn't kill off one.
Yeah, we
man.
already did a Promised Neverland back in the 2000s. It was called Chicken Run.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
that was a good movie,
Chicken
too.
Run.
Whoa. Context. What's Chicken Run? I never.
It was like
You
stop
ever
play
see Wallace and
animation.
Gromit?
Yeah,
What?
it's that tight.
Yeah, that kind of animation.
Oh,
It was
okay,
from the
never mind.
same people, yeah, Gromit and stuff, and they were trying to not be turkeys for Thanksgiving. And then they were like, we're going to
You think
fly.
they're trying not to be turkeys for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Turkeys for Thanksgiving.
No, they were trying not to be pot pies.
Okay, turkeys, pot pie. They're all pot pies. It's all birds.
No, it isn't. There's
Right,
a
The bird
difference.
is the word.
Hey, Bobbert, I hear the coroner calling your name again.
Well, I'm going to fly over there in my little chicken coop.
Coop should not fly.
Don't you mean your turkey coop?
Okay. Gobble, gobble.
That's even worse. Turkeys damn well should not be flying.
Why am I? Why? Okay.
turkeys
Why
are
is all
gonna be
this
our
talking
national
starting to
bird.
remind me of Thanksgiving?
Turkeys were going to be our national birds instead of the eagles. And honestly, I think we would have been better country for it.
Would we have, though?
Well, I mean, we
I
did.
mean,
We have a
It would have
discount
represented us
as our
more.
mascot.
It's a
the
little
turkey-
awkward to make that the bird we honor after we've been killing it for so long.
No, it would have made
Yeah.
perfect sense. Just like how we
Yeah.
pretend to honor the Native Americans and Black people. Like, It's
So
America.
basically, you're saying we're going to honor the hypocrisy that the country was built on.
yes, and we're fat and we're jive turkeys. Yes, it makes perfect sense from every point.
Well,
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
curious,
He's
because
not
I never
even
really
logic
did
that
the
says-
research.
Okay.
But in the original Thanksgiving with the Indians and everything, was there
Just
even
for
a
the
fucking
audience to
turkey?
know, this is
No,
the
it
same
wasn't a
logic
turkey.
that thinks American Dad can replace The Simpsons.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
This turkey's out here
Okay.
jiving it up.
All right. I have to clear the air up right now. I will fully accept that the Simpsons can end. The only reason why I still stick I still think it cannot end is because, like Dragon Ball Z, like Legend of Zelda, like all that stuff, I grew up with it, so it occupies that special place in my heart. But, and this is a big but, there are people that are saying, watch like these episodes of season 33. These episodes are like really good and is an indication of Simpsons coming back. While I'm not gonna get on board that train yet, I did watch some of those episodes, one of which is played by Kerry Washington, actually guest starred in that one, and she's actually replacing Mrs. Krabappel, and I gotta admit,
What?
yeah. Mrs. Krabappel has officially been replaced with Kerry Washington's character, and she's not as jaded. She's not jaded at all like Mrs. Krabappel was. She's more of the idealistic teacher that wants to bring out the goodness in everyone, and Bart has a ridiculous hard-on for her. But
She cares.
it's
Did they make her
actually,
black in it?
I will admit, the episodes that I watched, including the one when Mrs. Krabappel gets replaced, was good. I have no objections to them. They even start, instead of making Homer out to be stupider and stupider, in season 33, they're making him out to be more of a dad that actually gives good advice.
What?
No, can't deal with that.
Why are you stepping on Flanders territory?
Right?
Speaking of
Yeah,
Flanders,
they
actually do play. They have they are. I hope they do this. I hope they do this as an ongoing bit. One of the things they started doing is really play around with some of the premises. So they started this thing called Simflix, and they actually had, what was it? A Serious Flanders Part 1 and 2, and it was pictured as this gritty, bloody mess thing, and like they make Flanders do the unthinkable. Not only does he actually tell a lie, he actually covets another man's wife.
How does the world still exist there?
And it was executed so well. They fully acknowledge it as like non-canon. But like the Simflix, it's like what you would do. It's think of like Treehouse of Horror, but like not expected in October. Like I really do hope Simflix does return. If it comes in season 34, like if I find out that it's in season 34, I'm gonna start watching The Simpsons again. I'm just gonna straight up say it because I was, like I said, I was okay. There's nothing wrong with those episodes that I watched. They were legit good. That's all I'm gonna say for the time being. Top that off. We're coming close to time. Well, I mean, like we still have 6 minutes.
We do realize Dan Castellaneta won't be around forever. So once he's dead, the show's dead because nobody can replace him.
Hey, again, I hope they end it. I really do. But I'm still like
they're bringing back all these god awful series. Like they have a new Dancing with Stars or some shit.
Oh God, don't even.
What? Why?
Yes, and let's talk about the phenomenal sequel that is Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh my God, it's horrible. Why did they need a second one? The first one was perfect.
And here's something. They apparently didn't know what a vacuum was, but they automatically know all the lyrics to One Way or Another. How in the French hell does that work?
Sorcery. Well, I guess witchcraft for this purpose.
Witchcraft for this purpose.
Well, I mean, they're not sorcerers.
Oh,
so
yeah, no, hey, you're not exactly wrong. I mean, like,
well, now they're just putting hairs.
Oh God, good Lord! But oh my God, that we gotta talk about.
That said, the DuckTales reboot wasn't bad.
Huh?
That said, the DuckTales reboot wasn't bad.
Oh, that's good.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah.
There are very few reboots that I can actually like say they're. Well, there are very few reboots that I'll get behind. Speaking of reboots, fucking
Quantum Leap. Let's talk about that.
Nope. Let's talk about Starship Troopers because apparently that's getting a reboot.
What?
What?
Yeah.
What?
I saw it. I read it in my Google newsfeed. I didn't think you'd actually. Since you brought up the subject of reboots, I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing that's happening now. So
they're rebooting everything but reboot.
No, they reboot. They had a reboot thing on
Reboot
Netflix.
did get a reboot at one point. It just.
There's also a Hulu series called Reboot. They got Judy Greer in it.
Wait, what?
There actually is a Hulu series called Reboot. They have Judy Greer in it. It's live action.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because it's more. That one's more superhero samurai cyber squad than actual reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this one's more sitcom-y.
Reboot was sitcom-y too before the second season. I mean,
No,
well, I can't say it was more sitcom-y too before the second season. All the seasons had like weird comedic moments. I mean, yeah, it was dark, but like it goes the dark route at times. But like this first season was heavily like sitcom funny stuff before like Megabyte turned into a real dick and sent Bob to wherever he sent him off to.
Oh wait, you're talking about the '90s reboot, the one with the same animation as Beast Wars. No, I'm talking about the one on Hulu. The live action one with Judy Greer in it. Yes, that's the one I was referring to.
Oh, okay. Either way.
So they're rebooting stuff or they letting stuff. They won't let shit die. You know, I just found out Survivor's on a 43rd season. And I'm just asking why.
Cartoon Network's 30 years old.
I mean, you're asking why about that while the Kardashians are still existing. So
right?
Yes.
How the hell did they reboot that shit when they were like, we're launching the Kardashians? Like, then you only have that shit on E. No, they contract that and got more money to do the same shit somewhere else. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, the dumb part is they acted like, oh, well, the show's ending, and it's like, but it didn't. You just changed your format slightly. So
right, slightly, and got more money, and then went from Duh to Kardashian. That's all you did, and you got rid of the crazy Kanye guy.
Yeah. I mean, based on that logic, Naruto's not over because Boruto exists.
I fucking hate Boruto.
Well, that's different. That's a sequel series. The same can be like because Avatar: The Last Airbender still exists as a comic, and same goes with Legend of Korra.
Okay, but in Avatar, they didn't try to fucking nerf the original Avatars like they did in Boruto, where it's like, hey, let's get rid of Sasuke's and Naruto's good powers and make everyone fucking weak as shit. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
No, that was season 2 of Avatar.
What?
What do you mean with Korra?
That second one with Korra.
Oh, when she had
because they did power scale her down when she didn't have her bending for forever, and you had to deal with her being all emotional.
They scale her down. No, I'm saying scale the previous generations down to make the new generation seem more powerful, which I hate when they do in sequels, and that's what they did in Boruto.
Well, I mean, it's following shonen logic, so...
Well, I mean, like, yeah, Korra is kind of guilty of that, too, because she did, like, Spirit Mecha in the fucking season 2, book 2 finale, and then she could metal bend, which I thought was impossible for the Avatar to do. I mean, like, because I just
I would understand if it was possible had the Avatar actually been hanging around with Toph's family.
Yeah.
Like, if they had actually been there and she's like, oh yeah, I spent a weekend. Yeah, I could see it working, but just to be like, metal bending. Do you know how long we had to wait for Toph to figure that shit out? Yeah. You don't know that shit.
No, metal bending, and then out of nowhere, magma building is like, you're a magma bender. What?
Alright.
I think the biggest thing about Korra is the fact that she just learned all these bendings straight out of the gate, whereas Aang actually had to learn it, like a quality anime, and I air quote it because Avatar is not anime. Character is supposed to.
So, okay, with Legend of Korra, like I will admit the first season had some fucking cop outs. Korra learning basically bending all 3 elements on her own, with the exception of air, was a huge cop out. And yes, I will admit that Legend of Korra is guilty of having some serious retard logic. It's case in point, book 2 with spirit mecha fighting. But like overall, book 3, like change, that was I will if you say that sucked, I will fight you on that. That was 100% fantastic. I didn't like the fact that Amon was just a waterbender. That really did piss me off. I'm like, oh, maybe he was like touched by the spirit of Ko, the face stealer, or something like that, and they like try to force that, but nope, it just turns out he's a waterbender that knows bloodbending. I'm like, what? Yeah. You're gonna do that to me?
Well, hang on. Here's one thing I don't understand. Remember when, Aang was learning earthbending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The reason he had a hard time with it is because it was his opposing element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have made more sense for her not to know firebending right out of the gate?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would, but I see what they did because she has rage issues.
But
so it makes sense that she acclimated to that a little easier, but it still doesn't explain that she shouldn't be able to just throw it around.
They only did the air thing is because Aang is not around. It's like there's a reason for Korra to be with his family, because fuck Tenzin. Like, what the fuck did he do?
Actually, I mean, he's not great. But...
To be fair, Robert's not exactly wrong.
Oh no, I admit I'd hang out with Boomy before Tenzin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no reason for her to be there or for that family to be there without Aang if she didn't know air. If she already knew airbending, like, she might be in the city and maybe...
Well, she may know it, but that doesn't mean she automatically masters it.
Well, to be fair, she doesn't know how to fly neither. And exactly. I don't think she knows how to bloodbend.
No.
We don't need her to know how to bloodbend.
No, because Korra's still around. Korra's still around?
No, Korra... Well, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's still ongoing as a comic series. They did something with Kuvira, like she apparently, like they redeemed her character or something like that.
But wait, if it continues, is Korra dating Kasami?
It's still heavily implied. I don't think they acknowledged it. I never read though. To be fair, I've never read the Korra comics. I know they really wanted Asami and Korra to hook up.
They kissed at the end of the book 4, the final book. They kissed. They had that whole thing. That's why I want to know.
They didn't necessarily kiss.
Spirit line.
They didn't kiss. It's just implied.
Oh, okay. In my mind, it
None of it's into underage lesbian porn.
They're not underage.
Yeah.
They're what? They're what?
Yeah.
Like...
Between that and the elf boners, man, I'm busy.
Definitely.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm so glad you live in California because there are a lot of pretty New York ladies here that I want you to stay the hell away from.
They don't want.
I don't want to go to New York, man. Like, I still have to. I'm still legally obligated to hate on New York.
I have no issue.
It's like New York Comic Con. That's a pretty good advantage in its favor.
Speaking of, like, TwitchCon was here, and I didn't even know it until it
Was
was like
it
too
TwitchCon?
late. Yeah, TwitchCon was here.
To be fair, Twitch is going through its own thing.
Oh
so.
God, it is. Jesus,
Conventions
they started
keep attractive.
with how
Isn't it
much they're starting
OnlyFans?
to
Is it
lose. I
OnlyFans
mean,
yet?
they got to do something. Okay, so for those who are wondering, Twitch has this like premium thing, right? Where it's like if you have X amount of like subscribers or whatever, you get like a 70-30 split, and like a lot of huge creators were hoping like it would be for everyone, but then Twitch said, "Oh, everybody gets a 50-50 split," and a lot of people are raging.
Well, a lot of
who
people
got
are
the
considering
70-30?
going back to YouTube instead of being on Twitch.
Yeah, and YouTube's like capitalizing on that hard.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Wait, I thought the women were getting a lot more money because they were basically doing OnlyFans on there.
Oh, no, they started doing more censorship.
Yeah, they started doing more censorship, but they're still, but like, as one Twitcher said it, like, there are other ways of pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
just really
seen
pushing
it
interviews
out.
with some streamers who flat out explain, like, yeah, you could just get away by doing this one little thing, and everything will be fine, even though it should be against the guidelines.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they just show you pushing an envelope like you push your envelope against the desk slowly?
Because they can and they therefore will.
Yeah.
That could be one of our contests for you. Pushing the envelope.
That's so good. Oh my god, like, we should have, like, shorts of that, like, of me just, like, I'll do that one day, just record a video on my fucking phone, have an envelope on the ground face back, and then slowly push it on the table, and like, I'm pushing the envelope. The content is now, the content masters are now frightened.
Right? And if you push that right to the edge, you can comment saying edgy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's that kind of corny camp that still tickles my funny bone, guys. Seriously, oh my god, like, oh.
You can't tickle your funny bone as a teacher. You go to jail.
But like, no, it's like, you remember, any of you remember, well, we all remember the first Predator movie, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Arnold
Jeffrey
Schwarzenegger,
Epstein?
like, throwing his knife at a dude, then gets stuck to a wall. Arnold's like, stick around. And I'm just all like, I love you.
I have those.
I lied. Get down, get to the chopper. Get down again.
Oh my god! And then there's Commando. God, I hope you guys watch Commando one day.
Wait,
like,
do
it
you
is
like
so.
Turbo
Oh,
Man?
yeah, no, I
Man's
remember.
name-
Jingle All the Way?
Arnold
Jingle All the Way?
Schwarzenegger's character's name in that is John Matrix. His last name is Matrix. It is.
Yeah.
It is the very definition of camp. Oh my god! He throws a steam pipe at some dude who then gets some steam out, and he's all like, "Let off some steam, Bennett." Oh, I miss those corny one-liners. I miss those types of movies. They really should make them again.
You could write
Okay,
one.
number 2.
Wait,
You
what?
could write one.
That was a codename Kids Next Door reference.
What? Big Red? What was the codename Kids Next Door reference?
No, I called you number 2 based on your love of corny jokes.
Oh. Which, apparently, that's coming back, but in live action, and I hope to God that's not true.
Why would you live action?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's money because
Hell,
people don't like
Netflix is
to
doing
be
the same
decent
thing
because
with
people have
Avatar.
poor taste.
They're
It
making
makes
Avatar
more
the
money
Last
just
Airbender
upping
fucking
the
live
animation.
action.
Well, to be fair, it's a series, so I think it would work better. And they are keeping 2 of the original cast members.
okay.
We've got George Takei as
George Takei. Wait, who's George Takei?
Yeah.
Who's George Takei?
Poe, and they're turning James Say as the Cabbage Merchant, which is hilarious.
Wait, who is George Takei again?
He was originally the warden.
Oh, okay. He was really? Huh. I did not recognize... He did a good job of that, because I did not recognize George Takei's voice in that as warden. Huh. Okay. I don't know, but, like... Well...
Check it out. Rewatch the episode if you don't believe me.
No, I'll take your word for it, man. Like, I'm still just shocked. Like, one thing that's still up in the air in terms of reboots is fucking, like, Xena. Because, like, Lucy Lawless saying, like, she's like, oh, apparently it's happening, and they want me back, not as Xena because I'm too old, so they're gonna make me, like, the mentor or something. And then, oh, it's not happening. Oh, it's happening again. Oh, no, it's not.
One of the first episodes. It was one of the first episodes in season 1.
Wait, the Xena reboot's out?
It's already out? They did this? Is this Xena Beyond, like Batman Beyond?
Xena Beyond. Xena in modern times.
Hey, don't shit on Batman Beyond. That was a good series.
Oh no, that's the best. I wish it would have kept going, and I need to start buying more of the actual comics.
But I'm saying, if they're going to make her as a mentor, that's the same premise as Batman Beyond.
Line what you call copywriting issue.
Well, the only thing that I'm wondering is, I forgot how Xena actually ended.
I mean...
No one remembers. They just remember the metal tits.
They had a metal tits, they had a baby. There was one time in a Christmas episode that Xena and Gabrielle almost kissed.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I know that.
Callisto becomes a fallen angel, sorta.
Yeah.
Back to the Batman Beyond thing. Everybody, check out my Squid Game episode. I had 50 characters selected by guests, fans, sponsors, etc., etc.
Maybe. I mean, if I have the time, I'm like, after this Slab Lounge, I fully intend to go back into game development work because I really want to get another Dev Diary episode out, just showcasing all the characters' powers and the damage tables and stuff like that. Captain has seen like what the generic hero and shit can do. It's just now I have to like program the hitboxes and all this and that and the other, and like, well, you all have seen the vamp dude, or vampire as I'm calling him, which...
The vampire bastard, who's not really a vampire, he's a werewolf adoptee.
Again, Alucard can turn into a werewolf, and I'm Alucard can turn into a wolf, and I'm just... Because, like, the bat that I had, it looked like shit.
Really comparing an anime character to a Western character?
Yes.
Wait, what?
You're literally comparing anime logic to a Western character.
Yeah.
And?
Well, I mean, and also, just for a bit, he could be doing that to be petty. Because Dracula turns into a bat, and you're in a fight with your dad. Why would you turn into a bat?
Yeah.
Ooh. Also, hey,
you can fly?
this is my idea for Larry Go Get Your Coffin comes in for here.
Wait, well, okay, that we gotta talk about off camera, because, that depends. Is it still gonna be its own thing? Actually, you know what? Again, we'll talk about that off camera. Matter of fact, we might have just a brainstorm jam session. Well, we're actually gonna have another writing jam session for you know what, even though I still haven't found another you know who. And, yeah.
Did you put a you know ad out?
I'm still working with Josh and other people, and I might just go through, Mark, see what he has to say, because he has been pushing for said stuff. I just don't know what his team's style is / what kind of time frame that person can Mark can work with / price. So
you also remember to kick you know whose ass for leaving us.
I am this close to issuing takedown notices on you know whose channel for that shit. This fucking close for essentially taking our stuff and running. I am this close, but I'm still trying to be like, don't be that petty. You go down that road that leads to ruin.
That's not being petty. That's taking stuff that's not even hers.
Yeah.
Wow, good job gender dropping, dude. But like,
Right, because there's only one she and her in the existence of the entirety human race.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I get it. But like, I'll think about it. Anyway, let's get back. Let's actually get back on slab lounging stuff rather than delving into back end stuff because that's members only. And once our members only thing launches, yeah. Anyway, so one of the things that
members only. Do we have to keep our clothes on for that? I'm trying to figure out what kind of members only we're getting here.
Who the hell says I'm wearing a shirt right now? Fun fact! Oh my god, fun fact! When me and Captain I forget which Gundam debate was it? Was it the first one or the second one where I was just all like, I have my shirt off and we're gonna talk about more Gundam, damn it.
I think it was the second one.
It was the second one?
That was one of the ones that I took time out.
That reminds me, Doug, when you get a chance, I'd like to speak to you about something after this.
Wait, you want to speak to me about what now?
Just another project we're working on.
Oh, yeah. We'll have another jam session eventually. I'll let you guys know.
No, just a you and I thing. It's just something else you and I are working on.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Then, okay. Yeah. I'll text you the deets. Because now, seeing as how I started my second job, my schedule has a little bit of wiggle room and freedom, not as much as a little more than with my 9 to 5, but like not much. Like for instance, I may like one of the things I have to give up is my Saturday now. God. And my 9 to 5's pushing that I come in on Sunday, and I'm just all like, oh, fuck you.
Don't look at the bright side. I still have Saturdays off.
Me too.
Yeah, at least you have Saturdays off. Well, yeah, I mean, like, at least you guys have Saturdays off, so I can't...
I never said it was good news for you.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, I'm taking the positives where I can see them. I mean, at the very least, you guys have Saturdays off, which means you're not suffering like I am. So...
Always suffering.
Anyway, so... am I the only one that watched the Halo series?
Like, a lot of the stuff I do is family stuff, so who says I'm not suffering?
Ooh.
Wow, okay. You really wanted to... Do you want to do the suffer off? Suffer off? That just sounds like a weird masturbatory technique. Suffer off.
It sounds like a Lord of the Rings porn. Instead of Sauron, it's suffer off.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, no.
Suffer off the gray. Suffer off the white.
Suffer off the gray.
Suffer off the white.
Well, okay. I did bring this up in an episode of Hellpoint. Seeing as how you're talking about, like, I'll bring up other movie stuffs. Anyone watch the Mario Brothers trailer? Or am I the only one?
Have Jack Black Bowser?
Huh?
Do you have Jack Black Bowser?
Oh, yeah. I forgot
There's a Black Bowser?
Oh, Black.
I mean...
Was Bowser always black?
Well, no, Jack Black is... Oh, come on. Get off of that, Robert. But Jack Black's playing Bowser now. Well, I mean, like, it's a step up, if you think about it. Because, like, remember when the last time Bowser actually had a voice? And it was, like, some weird New York-type thing from Mario Sunshine that nobody wanted, rightfully so, because that was a terrible, terrible Bowser.
Hey, I'm walking here. Yo.
And then there was that weird... But my takeaway from Mario Sunshine is, like, you know, he keeps saying to Bowser Jr. that Peach is his mama, and Peach doesn't deny it. I mean, she...
Right. Right? I think...
she's not acknowledging it.
She's waiting for Mario to walk in and be like, we got the paternity test, you are not the mother.
Yeah, I mean, like, why couldn't they just say, you know, I mean, the fuck was that? I mean, yeah, okay, she doesn't acknowledge it, but a simple, like, yeah, I'm not the mom. I mean, like, Bowser Jr. figures it out in the end.
Fueling the fire.
Wait, what?
If you acknowledge it, then you fuel the fire.
Okay.
Just let it disappear into the darkness.
Yeah, let it disappear into the darkness from whence it came.
She's a drama queen. She loves drama. She allows herself to be kidnapped because she gets bored.
No.
Well, I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure she gives out her location.
Right?
Here's theory. Bowser's not a turtle dragon at all. He's actually a guy in a suit who's actually married to Princess Peach, and they keep kidnapping them as a role-playing thing.
Oh, that's how they get
that's
off?
actually a pretty good fan theory.
Ooh. And is the baby the therapist?
No, Mario's their therapist.
Oh, that's why he keeps coming in like, no, this is not it. Give me the coins.
Give me the coins.
Exactly.
And what is Luigi?
I don't know. His gay brother?
Well, he has Daisy, so I don't know.
Yeah, and Iceman had Rogue. How do you think that turned out?
Right? Because Daisy's probably like, you're off here doing all this stuff with your brother, now with this haunted mansion, like, you won't touch me.
The moment they have an argument, he's like, I got a mansion to go vacuum.
He's the abusive spouse.
Is Bowser trans?
No, Bowser's a drag queen. Bowser's basically
He's like, I got a
RuPaul.
mansion, I got a hotel, fuck you. God damn it. Oh, wait, I wonder, who's playing Luigi in the Mario movie? I have to find out.
Oh, please, no one cares. It's Bowser and Mario that everybody cares about.
It's going to be Ray Romano?
Oh, no.
Or Brad Garrett?
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did show a clip of Luigi getting chased by a bunch of dry bones, and again, the animation looked fucking excellent. I'll give it that.
Well, at least it's animated and not live action, so that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
I'm more sold to go see it by that fact than if they said, we're going to try and do live action again. I'd be like, no, I'm good.
But why, though?
Well, it wasn't... Well, granted, Nintendo threw money at it. It wasn't them actually making the movie. I know for a fact that Nintendo has a more engaged, like, how do I put this? Like, they have more input into the movie this time than the live-action one. It's like when that idiot Uwe Boll did those god-awful House of the Dead movies. Sega just threw their name in there, and they didn't have anything to do with, like, any decision-making like they do now with the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
See, Nintendo could have got Studio Ghibli to do it, and it would have been great. I'd have watched that.
We talked about this in the first episode of the Slab Lounge, because, like, Ghibli... They did it was called like The Witch's Tale. It was a CGI movie that was made by Ghibli, and they were putting their entire like backing into it. Which, I mean, I get why they're doing that. Like, 2D animation's super fucking expensive now. To have that kind of budget is redonkulous. So they gotta like try to like cut every quarter they can, and I honestly respect it. And I was all like, I hope that the movie did well, but like Gabe was telling me it bombed hard, and it
I didn't hear about it.
I think, because I don't think I watched it, but was it that one where that little girl was traveling around, and I think there was some water creature she was hanging out with.
Something like that.
It sounds like a lot of the Ghibli movies. And Doug, you are right.
It does hit some notes.
All of them have someone they hang out with.
Well, I know for a fact that it had nothing to do with I keep forgetting the guy's head. He was the one that did all the anime. In fact, he came back from retirement and he's like, "I'm gonna draw another movie."
For the record,
Miyazaki. There you go.
Miyazaki. I think you mean Miyazaki.
Yeah. Yeah, Miyazaki. I know for a fact he had nothing to do with the Witch's Tale. He did not want. He made his feelings quite clear. He did not want anything to do with that. It was so... In fact,
Doug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the movie. The movie's Earwig and the Witch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that one.
Tale is something else, probably.
Okay.
Like, Gabe was telling me how this guy fucking...
existing. I just didn't remember what it was.
Gabe was telling me how this guy lives, and, like, it is so weird. He has no phones, no TV. Dude lives like a fucking hermit in the city. No, he uses candles instead of electricity. In fact, when they were doing that Ghibli Museum thing that's open now, he was all like, I don't want any rides whatsoever. And, like, they just did that. So it's just like this museum of Ghibli stuff without any form of attractions other than, like, you know, Ghibli merch.
Ghibli being Ghibli?
Yeah. It's like, think of it as like a giant Nintendo store without any video games whatsoever.
So their park don't Ghibli, it folds?
Sure, why not? But yeah,
Robert Corner.
but like it's so weird. For those who don't know, Gabe is actually part of the was part of the Slab gang when me and Captain K, because we go back to Arizona, back in the old days of that of Arizona, and Gabe was part of the Slab gang. He is a huge Gundam fan. Don't even get him started on Pokemon. Good lord.
Oh, is he watching this 2019 thing? How's he think about this plot armor Dande shit?
You want to ask him? Be my guest. Though to be fair, he did kind of successfully get me into Detective Pikachu.
With that movie with Ryan Reynolds?
Well, I watched the movie with Ryan. It was okay. The Detective Pikachu is actually a game series.
Yeah, based off that movie, right? Or was it?
No, the movie was based on the game series. The other way around, dude. But like, for the record, the Detective Pikachu movie was not bad. It was actually pretty good. People still shit on that. It's like the Constantine effect. Don't give it that much shit. It's not that bad of a fucking movie, okay?
Solid okay is the best thing I can say for it.
Wait, what?
Solid okay is the best thing I can say for it.
I don't know. I mean, like, Ryan Reynolds did a good job as playing Detective Pikachu. I honestly would have loved it if they got Danny DeVito to do it.
Doesn't make the movie good itself.
Well, I mean, it was just like the plot's kind of cohesive, and like the funny scenes are still funny, but like
I kind of feel like all Ryan movies are almost the same. It's the same as R.I.P.D. right? Detective Pikachu, R.I.P.D.
Same thing about Will Smith. All of Will Smith's characters are basically the same thing.
Well,
definitely. I already agree with that.
That's not an apples to apple comparison, because Waiting is way different from Blade 3.
That's Dane Cook, not Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds was in Waiting. Ryan
Was
Reynolds
he?
and Dane Cook were both in Waiting, dude.
Okay, well, they both got to be in the same movie because they look exactly. I don't know.
Well, there are similarities. I'm not going to deny that, but like. What Ryan Reynolds pulled off in Waiting and what he pulled off in fucking Blade 3 were completely different. There were some funny notes, but for the most part, it was still like they're different. They're not. You can't say all Ryan Reynolds movies are like the same. It's not.
What was that movie where he was fat and he came back for
even then you can't say the characters are the same because they're not.
Are they different?
Well, no, because in like Blade 3, Ryan Reynolds was a vampire, and he does not want to go back to being a vampire, despite the fact that his ex-girlfriend was all like, "Oh, I'll bite you, and you'll change, and then you'll bite other people, and they'll change too." And he's just all like, "Fuck, I don't want to do that again." Whereas in Waiting, he's just like, "I have to be always right. This condescending blah 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 blah." And hell, even in fucking that god awful Green Lantern bit. He's talking about like his main thing is like, no, we have the will to do it. He's not the guy that's always right. He does lose his confidence and that atrocity. But like what I'm saying. But you see what I'm saying? You see my point.
So he has like maybe two dimensions.
What are you talking about? There was this movie he did. People praised
when
that
he was
one drama movie that he was in.
What
was it? When he was buried alive?
And it was Reese Witherspoon's, right? And then another one where he had a daughter.
He has range. Like I'll admit, he has range because he was in that one. I think it was called Buried, when he was literally buried alive and he was trying to find a way out.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah, a lot of people praised his acting chops for that.
I did not see that. Okay, I'll give him a third dimension. Now he's 3D.
That means he has range, Robert. Come on, don't be that. Come off of that already.
Okay. If that's your definition of range, could be short range. Short range is a range.
Okay, Robert.
I like Ryan Reynolds.
By that very logic, that's like saying Mark Hamill can't do much.
Mark Hamill, what he does is amazing.
Oh, but he's two-dimensional. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like Ryan Reynolds. I just said he's three-dimensional.
Okay.
At a short range.
All right, fine. Enough Ryan Reynolds. Can we please get off Ryan Reynolds' dick now?
I can't. I'm Blake Lively in this thing.
Is your business.
Yeah, exactly. What I do with my life is my biz. Anyway,
But that said, you want me to send you a donut to sit on?
I got them hemorrhoids.
Oh, why are you? What hem? Okay. You know what? You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. Robert, corner.
Goddamn.
See?
It has achieved a new level.
Yes, it has gone Super Saiyan. Oh.
And this
Oh,
will go
I'm
beyond the
going to the
corner.
God with my hemorrhoids because it's red.
Oh my God! Get off of that already.
I think we're gonna need to build that corner for him to be there longer. We're gonna need to put a couch.
We should make a sticker like this says that has the corner. We have to visualize what this corner looks like. You know what? Let's take some time out to actually visualize what this corner looks like. Wow, fade to white right there. When we're actually building this. Obviously, there's walls, so there's that.
There obviously has to be a key corner established in the corner.
You guys see Hell of a Boss, the first episode, not the pilot?
Wait, what?
You see Hell of a Boss, the first episode, not the pilot?
Yes. Well, yeah, we watched it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you...
Ah, crap, he cut out again. Why does it happen at crucial
Remember that
moments?
corner the kid was in?
Wait, what?
You cut out, so we didn't hear most of what you said.
Yeah.
Short range.
Oh my
I think
God!
he cut out
this
again.
happens all the fucking. When he's about to lay crucial information, I can see it right now. I'm right here defusing a bomb. Tyler's right there. He's all like, "Okay, Doug, what you have to." I'm just like,
No, it's video game / anime logic. Someone's telling you something important, and the moment they say the important thing, static.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, or it's the one where you don't recall it until that moment where you need to transform into your next level, and all of a sudden you recall what they told you.
I hate that moment. Why do you have to make everybody go to your flashback? Everyone does not need to know your flashback.
Hotel Dusk much?
Well, at least his are quick. He's like, hey, this happened, and that's what happened. It's like 2 minutes. I do not need a whole separate arc because you got hit with an attack and it reminded you of the first time you ever saw that attack. Like, no.
Or the first time you ate your grandmother's cookies. Like, oh, delicious.
Oh, my God! Why am I suddenly thinking of SpongeBob?
Because of grandma's
His grandma, they baked him cookies.
Okay, so it's like for some reason when you said eating grandma's cookies, I instantaneously went to that episode where SpongeBob's eating his grandmother's cookies and they call him a kid, and like
with the sweater.
Yeah, and Squidward's all like, "You have to be a man. First, puff out your chest. Now say tax exemption. Tax exemption. Now you must acquire a taste for freeform jazz."
Oh no.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Patrick
That
said
scene was
he had to
awesome.
grow up, not Squidward.
Huh?
Patrick said he has to grow up, not Squidward. You're just laughing at him.
Wait, what?
Patrick said all that stuff, not Squidward.
Yeah, no, that's what I was mimicking. Patrick, not Squidward. This is my Squidward voice. Hey, baby. Oh, God.
Okay, so are we going east or west?
Oh,
Texas, why does it matter?
I so love what I did to those SpongeBob characters. Oh my God! Like I am proud of what I did to those characters, man. For everything from fucking.
Do?
Huh?
What did you do?
I took one of the things I did, and I am happy I did this. I took Plankton and got him to and have his computer wife said they're getting a divorce. So it's like, oh God, it was, "Woman, you can't leave me. I went to college. You can't. You haven't fucked me proper in a while, Sheldon. It's over. Oh yeah, you try running for me, bitch, and I'll make sure you pay."
You can always get Forge in there.
Oh, wait, what?
We can always get Forge to deal with Karen.
Yeah, right. You know, I was thinking about like when I was thinking about like just making his computer wife Karen to just Karen out, but like now it's just all like that's too easy for me. Speaking of, I actually came across a Karen at work. I actually did come across a Karen at work. I was just doing my thing, I found out the prices were conflicting. I go to my boss, and she comes up. She's all like, "You're a real nuisance. I wanted to save a couple bucks, and then you had to go to your boss and just rat." And I'm just like, I don't care. In fact, it got so bad that when I was actually checking, when she was checking out, she was all like, I was here before you were here, and I could say that you're just one of the, and I'm just coming off as really apathetic. So she stares at my name tag for like 20 minutes, mentally trying to pronounce my name. I look down at my name tag and I look back up at her. I'm like, it's pronounced Dugum. I know how to pronounce it. And I'm just like, whatever.
Now, how do you know how to pronounce my name? It is my name.
Good lord. I can't believe I actually came across my first Karen. I feel like it's a badge of honor now.
You should have said my name is actually Dooge.
Fuck that.
It's some variation of your name.
Right.
My name is Dart. A lot of these letters are silent. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I should have gone by Harvey Korman.
They wouldn't allow me to put the umlauts over the U. I don't know, some type of anti-Nazi thing here.
Nobody has time for umlauts.
There's always time for umlauts, Captain K. You just
Like
don't,
hell
you
there
just
is.
don't believe
I'm
in
not
it.
searching for that umlaut on my keyboard.
You have to believe in the heart of the cards.
Like a freaking Willy Wonka candy.
I'm looking for that tittle. Tittle.
Whenever I'm trolling, I just say Titla.
Titla.
Titla,
Give me
yeah.
that Titla.
Ooh, that titler.
Titla.
Give me that Titla over I.
Oh.
I'm always
This
about that
episode is
Titla.
also sponsored by Titla.
Titla, the newest electric car. Fuck you, Elon Musk.
Titla. It's a tax thing. Elon Musk owns it still.
It sounds like a feminist Wonder Woman's vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Titla,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
That
It's
probably was
invisible-
the Invisible Jet's original name.
Ooh, it's an
Titla.
invisible car. Invisible electric car, the Titla. It's like, does it look like you're just walking? No, you're in the Titla.
What the fuck is that?
Yes, and it
It's an invisible electric car.
movie nipple cannons.
Good Lord, I gotta bring you guys in one, because you know what? Fuck it. Seeing as that we're doing the DC, I'm just gonna straight up say it. For those who don't know, we were originally gonna do like a bunch, like some parody animations, and it would end with the Dragon Ball one. But
Yeah.
I was doing some serious soul searching because, like, one of the things we can never do now is the 40K parody that I really wanted to do. Mainly because the reason why we can't do that is Games Workshop is actually going after all fan animations. So we were going to replace it with a Game of Thrones parody. But now, seeing as how we're like Titla, I'm just going to say all of the parodies that I had in the back of my mind / written out that I said would never come out, would never see the light of day, is going to come out now. And Dragon Ball will still be the pièce de résistance, the coup de grace, like our What's the word I'm looking for? Magnum opus.
Magnum opus.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have went with Piece de Resistance, but
Ooh.
I want to do something with Titla, goddammit. Like
Titla.
I have to. I have to do this, and I am wholeheartedly inviting the three of you to help, because either it'll happen either before or after the second Marvel parody, in terms of like whether it's going to be the DC one or the Game of Thrones parody. We have to Titla people, Titla forever.
Well, if Titla's an invisible electric car, you could put a bra on the Titla, right?
It's not just that. I mean, like we can do all types of stuff with the DC stuff. I mean, like I told you guys that one canceled Batman parody bit where people just straight up say he has no life. But like,
I mean, it's true.
it's true. But
I mean,
like,
in that logic, Joker doesn't have a life either.
well,
Yeah, all he does
again,
is train.
it's true.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Chi-Chi didn't make him work or do the fields, he would just be training all the time.
Yeah.
He can leave his
He wasn't
kids
there,
to
he's still
Piccolo.
beyond the woods.
I still say Piccolo should have his own parody show. Like he should have replaced Cosby in the Cosby Show when Cosby went down.
For the record, there is a show in the Dragon Ball parody. Can't say anything more because that would involve A, spoiler country, and B, we can't say it out loud. They let the audience know that the things exist. I'm not going to say
like
anymore.
Voldemort, we can't speak of it.
Huh?
Was it like Voldemort? We can't say its name.
Not while we're recording.
Yeah, no.
Junior.
Wait, what?
My Junior. That's Piccolo.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Anyway,
besides,
so
technically he's not that. Remember, he's Kamikolo.
Ooh, Piccolo now. So he's Mudkicable Junior now.
Well, technically, I don't know because now he's all super Namek.
Like,
so
is he a junior?
He's always been now? Super Namek, people, but unfortunately,
not super Namek.
Guys, unfortunately, we are at time. As much as I want to be that guy, I don't want to be that guy. All I will say is, thank you, everyone, for watching the Slab Lounge. Tune in 2 weeks for our next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all that good jazz. You take care, everyone. Later on.